How you guys doing today? I have other videos recorded, but I think these two videos I'm going to record tonight will be the first videos I post on my channel. I'm kind of ticked off right now, so I'm going to start with this video to try and cheer me up, make me not as angry, and it is, what is my car, how did I come across it, why I drive this. So, this is a 2006 Mercury Grand Marquis, and it has a Crown Vic front end with the police push bar. I'll do a quick walk around. It has 2004 Mustang GT wheels. It has a full exhaust system, which from the first set of cats back, so pretty much from the what would be the headers if this were modified back, is a straight pipe into some Flowmaster 10s, I believe, either 10s or 40s. Not entirely sure. I didn't get it done, but it has secondary cat delete, resonate delete into aftermarket mufflers with the chrome Marauder like tips. And it has an MSO, a lot of people call it MSO, but it's a Marauder style wing. It has a roof spoiler. It has 3 antennas, 2 of which are real. They actually work. It has some aftermarket taillights. I forget the brand, I bought them on eBay, but I like them. I put those on. I'll go over what I did and what I didn't do. That's pretty much where the modifications stop. So other than like lights and stuff like that, I have aftermarket headlights as well. They're not necessarily tinted, but they are darkened. And other than tint and stuff, that's pretty much everything stops. So how did I buy it? I bought it almost exactly how you see it. It's lifted 2 to 3 inches. Previously, I was not sure. And all I did was I added the sun strip, I added the center console, which you guys will see later, and I added most of the stickers. And that's it. And apparently beat the shit out of it too. Headlights, taillights, like I said, and then this little puck antenna. I added this roof spoiler, all the stickers, headlights, taillights, I think that's it. But why did I buy this car? I bought this car because I wanted a Grand Marquis. I didn't want a Crown Vic, didn't want a police car, I didn't want none of that. I wanted a Grand Marquis. And I found this one, good deal. I looked at one in New Hampshire, but it had some issues. Fuck the lights. I should probably move down to the other end so it doesn't happen again, but I won't. But I was looking for a Grand Marquis. I found one in New Hampshire, really liked it, had some issues though. Wasn't going to deal with it. I found this one, also has some issues, it's a bit cheaper. I liked it. I fell in love with it, and my father was like, I don't know, but it seems like the right car for you, so buy it. Bought it. Really nice guy, he was a bit of a drunk. But he's a really nice guy, I love him, I still talk to him every now and again. His name is Dave. He says he's an ex-cop from Leominster, and I believe him. But this is my 2006 Grand Marquis. It's not fast. I actually, in case you can't tell by the numbers on it, I just went to the drag strip the other day. So I got my band on. And yeah, I was running, my fastest time was a 16.3, I think, at 84.4 miles an hour. And that was fun. But let's get into some of the ugly on this car. And the first one is, see if y'all can see it without a flashlight. You really can't. But yeah, you can. The rust. And it wasn't this bad when I bought it. Living in New England, put a beating on this car this winter. That was like that when I bought it, except it was painted. It was painted the same body color. I painted it with rust reformer. Didn't work as well as I thought it was going to be. But as for negatives, when I bought this car, for the most part, that's where it ends, other than one little thing, which is aftermarket front seats. These are out of Pontiac Grand Prix. And driver one works fine. Passenger, no. That's because the passenger on a Grand Prix didn't have a seatbelt, or not a seatbelt, an airbag sensor. So I have an airbag light, which I have since changed to a Crown Vic cluster. Let's see if I can get this bit started, so y'all can see it, and you know what, you'll be able to hear the exhaust as well. But okay. Where's it at? Where's the airbag light? There it is. So I get that. It used to stay on when I still had the Grand Marquis cluster. I got rid of it for the Crown Victoria cluster, and now it flashes and it shuts off. But you should hear, if you can even still hear me because of my Bluetooth. But you should start hearing dinging real soon. Okay, I don't think it's gonna ding. But on the Crown Vic cluster, it goes away. And in turn, I got the fire suppression system light. But like I said, that's where the downfalls end with this car, other than what I'm going to talk about in my next video. I'll show you guys the engine bay, even though it's nothing to gawk at. But oh shit! You know what? Still stand by in the engine bay, only because the light shut off. Let me show you what the light bars look like, and I'll hold you guys outside if I can. So I'm inside the car. You guys probably won't be able to hear me, but I'll probably still narrate. This is going to be the top light bar. So that is just the top one, the light bar that goes up top that you guys, I think, can see. Now I'm going to shut that off. And these ones are, I believe, the outside ones. No, so these are the two inside pods. And that's that. And these are the two outside pods. That's that. And I'll turn them all on together. And there we go. That looks nice. Now, what I'll do is I'll shut all those off. I have some amber running lights. And that's what I will show you guys now. And I'll go ahead, unlock it so the headlights turn on. And that's what my car pretty much looks like when I'm driving at you at night. I don't really use the light bars at all, unless someone's being an asshole and has their high beams on me for whatever reason. But let me go turn these lights on in the parking garage. Give me a second. All right, so what I wound up doing is I just moved down on this side of the parking garage so that this fucking sensor can see me 24/7. Which, by the way, I'm in the parking garage of my local courthouse, which matches the theme of my next video. So one quirk with this is obviously this Crown Vic header panel, Crown Vic headlights, grille, all that. The hood doesn't really fit. So the Crown Vic had different ones of these, which most people argue about, but it did. That's why my hood doesn't fit correctly. So a lot of times you need to, slam right there. And yeah. But as for modifications, other than lift kit, wheels, tires, something like that, it's pretty much stock. I didn't do this wiring job, previous owner did. Like I said, I love the guy, he's amazing, but that was better. I zip tied all these up. They were like resting on the exhaust manifold and shit. But it's not much to look at. It's a 4.6 liter natural aspirated V8. Makes 215 horsepower on the high end. Doesn't have any of the police interceptor stuff under the hood. I was lied to about that. But yeah. And I think I've already talked about what I get. Let's just close this so you guys don't need to look at that ugly anymore. What did I do to the car? Like I said, not much. But, so, I worked at Spirit Halloween. I love Spirit Halloween because you can't tell by my Spirit of Children apron. When we were closing, the big door sticker, I wanted it. Didn't have any way to get it home. And I put on my windshield, like my seats or something. I was like, fuck, so you know what? Let's put on my hood. I'll be able to take it off real easily. I couldn't. I left it on here for too long because I really liked the look of it. Started peeling up. I had to take it off because it almost fell off on the highway. So there's paint work done. I did the paint work pretty much just to get it covered for winter, and it's still salt and stuff inside all the cracks and crevices, but I did a pretty good job for it being 15 minutes in 32 degree weather. But yeah. Next thing is, this is recent. I'm filming this on April 23rd, and this accident happened on April 8th. Still waiting on insurance, is you can see, and that's this big dent. I got into an accident. My insurance says it's not my fault. The law says pretty much it's not my fault. The Wilmington PD, they don't want to put fault on it, and that's another reason I'm going to be talking about Wilmington PD come the end of this video, or come my next video, I mean. But what happened was, right lane ends, I'm in the left lane, zipper merge, I let the person in the right lane in front of me, the person behind them didn't want me in, I couldn't brake, someone was tailgating me, I couldn't move to the lane, the opposite lane. There's a F350 or something coming, and I couldn't accelerate because there was a car in front of me, obviously. So he hit me, still waiting on insurance on that. Liberty Mutual's a bitch. That's their insurance company that I'm dealing with. Mine is Progressive, which isn't that best either, but trust me, they're way better. They've always said they're not paying for his, and they're not paying for mine either, but I'm not at fault. So that fucked up the fender, fucked up the wheel, cracked the mirror, and just various scratches all the way down the side of the car. And yeah, what do we think of the car? Is it a good first car? Yes, no, and maybe. I know that doesn't answer your question, but one like this depends. I know you're gonna want a lot of attention. What kind of attention do you want? Attention from girls. You'll probably get it in a car like this, because you can go fuck with the jocks. You can go fuck with everyone else if you're in high school. But you also can get a lot of attention from cops, in my experience, and civilians. They're gonna be like, is that a cop? Oh no, is that a cop? If you flying down the left lane of the highway, this is your car. If you like flying down back roads, this is not your car. People don't speed up or move out of the way on back roads. They just slow down to the speed limit or below it. Left lane, people fly out of my way, unless you get the very few people who know it's not a cop car, and then they slow down on purpose just because be like, oh, you want to be a fake cop, you want to blah, 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 whatever. So, that's kind of the answer. Do I think this is a good first car? Because I don't think I said this was my first car. Yes. And let me tell you why. It's a big car. You can learn how to do stuff. You can bump stuff without really damaging it too much. Like, look at this. The other guy's car from accident had to be towed out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be totaled. That's what I got. But you can bump stuff, not going to worry about it. The problem is when it comes to actually driving it. I can parallel park this relatively easily. I hate to, but most people can't. My parents, who own these, still have trouble doing it. My father can whip it. My mother doesn't really want to, though I have faith that she can. But I do think it's a good first car. I would fully suggest it. I wouldn't suggest getting one of these. At least the one that looks like this, I mean. At least not to a boy. Because my biggest issue when I bought this was I knew I'm a teenage boy. What do teenage boys like to do? They like to fuck with people, bro. They like to fuck with people a lot. And I was 18 when I got it. I've always been relatively mature for my age. I was never really big into any issues like that. But most teenage boys aren't mature. You know, they'll throw the lights in there. They'll throw the siren and the PA and all that in there. Ooh, birds. Sorry, that scared the shit out of me. But, you know, it's also a good starter car. It's long enough. You can drift the shit out of it. It makes a nice eligible drag car, rear-wheel drive, you know, all that. Which I went to the drag strip the other day. But you get looks, you get stares, you get people that fucking call you in for impersonation for doing nothing. I don't have any flashing lights on this, and I've been called in for impersonation. And pretty much everything else I'm going to say about that stuff is going to be for this next video. But, like I said, final decision, is this a good first car? Yes, it is. Especially if it's stock, or if it's just a Grand Marquis. And this includes town cars, by the way. Town cars, I believe they're a little bit longer, they have a longer front nose. But Crown Vics, Grand Marquis, town cars, are they good first cars? By a long shot, yes. They have strong aftermarket. They have strong communities. Granted, most of the communities are idiots. But they have strong communities, strong aftermarket support, and there's so many, you can throw a drift missile, you can throw a stance machine on this, you can do like I did, a lifted one, or like I want like a lifted one, you know. There's a whole off-road community for these. I'm actually in one of them. They're called Off-Road Panthers. There's pretty much step-by-step guides how to manual swap them, how to 5.0 swap them. I think there's a kit you can get to put a Coyote in there. Like, what? And then there's also the Marauder. I'm not really going to cover that because if you can afford a Marauder at 18, fuck you. You're doing some sketchy shit, or mommy and daddy are buying it for you, so you don't care what kind of car you get. So, yeah. But they're quick. They're not fast. Don't get me mistaken. They are not fast. Police interceptors and Marauders are fast by today's standards still. They're quick by today's standards, I should say. These, they move, but they don't move out of people's way. They move out of your own way. That's what they can do. And everyone talks about handling and boating. I don't have an issue with that, but I have the springs in the rear. I have springs in the front. Mine's lifted, very stiff springs, which, if you're going to buy it as a first car, try and find it with a coil conversion, because it's going to be pretty expensive to replace airbags left and right. Or if you want the luxuriness, get some aftermarket ones. Get bags for the front, stance this bitch. That'll be sick. But yeah, just to recap, I wouldn't get one that looks like this, especially not if you're a teenage boy. If you're a teenage girl, get one. You know, unless you're a bra girl, I would get one of these, because people are not going to fuck with you as if they see some small teenage girl in a Volkswagen Beetle. Somebody like, I can cut them off, whatever. Not going to fuck around with someone in this because, like, ooh, that's daddy's car. Whether it is or not, and I hate that that's the place that we are in America right now, or in the world in general, is, ooh, this girl's driving a big truck. That's daddy's truck. Or, ooh, that's her hubby's truck or boyfriend's truck. Nah. There's a girl that works at my second job, which is for Spirit. I work at Spencer's own Spirit, and she drives a Grand Marquis, and I will say she's kind of cute, but and I fucking love it. It has aftermarket wheels. It's lowered. Like, it is clean. And I went up to her once and I was like, hey, nice car. And I don't think she got it because I was like, yeah, Grand Marquis as well. It looks like a Crown Vic, but it's the same car. She's like, oh, okay, that's funny. And like, and I drove off because I was embarrassed because I didn't really want to talk to her because I'm a dork. I'm a loser. But, yeah. Let's start the final remarks again because I fucked them up again. Is this a good first car? Yes. If it looks like this, don't get it if you're a teenage boy because you're going to get in trouble. Is it fast? No. Is it quick? Yes. Can you have fun with it? Yes. By all means, yes. Is there strong aftermarket support? 100%. Yes, there is. And how comfortable are they? I'll let you be the judge of that. I think they're super comfortable. Mine has a bit of a harsher ride, but it's still really comfortable. It squeaks a lot, mine does. Most of them don't, but yeah, I would fully suggest looking for them, especially because you can find some. I mean, right now the car market's inflated. Before the car market bubbled up because of COVID, fucking $1,500, one with like 150,000 on it. But now, you know, they're going for $3-4 grand. Those same like good condition kind of barn find ones, and that's because people are realizing that it's a good thing too. People are starting to pull these motors out, throw them in Fox bodies, and people. It's funny because people are pulling these motors out, putting them in Fox bodies, and putting the 5.0s in here because Crown Vic guys are weird and they want a 5.0, even if it's a fucking Windsor. But yeah, that's gonna conclude this this video. I'm gonna make the other one, which is what do cops think about this? Because I'm ticked off. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit.